Good afternoon, it's Saturday the 30th of May and this is the noonday snack. The moon day? No, it's not, it's the noonday movement snack. Thankfully no one saw that live, but perhaps if you're watching this on catch up, you've just heard that we're going to do a moon day snack, which we're not. It's a noonday snack. And if you don't want this preamble, this chitter chatter and banter with the people arriving, you can scroll through about 5 minutes and get straight to the snack, if that is what you would like. If you just don't want any of this comments and interaction stuff, you can get straight to the snack. But for now, there's a few people out there that quite enjoy the preamble, I think, and it just kind of gets everyone in, gets everyone a chance to say hello, good afternoon. So for example, Christine's in, she's from Wales. Diana's in, she's from Somerset. She's slipping and sliding in. You haven't got your flip-flops on, Diana, have you? Jane's in. I'm in from the sun. We do lots of emoji communication during these preambles. Saves on the thumbs and gets the old brain ticking as well. Like, what on earth are they trying to say? Or, what is that emoji? But I can see, Jane, that's definitely a sun. I'm in from the sun. Please tell us where you are tuning in from. What's your location? Just signing into mission control, tell us where you are. Bolton's arrived. Thank you, Vivian. Long-standing movement snacker. It's a bit like calling out the kind of Grand National names. I have to think about that. Apostolis has arrived from Greece. I think we've got a bit your weather, Apostolis, going on here. Super G's arrived. Hello, George. Carol's in, Glasgow. Gillian has got some crowbarring to report. Ironing and sewing and ready to move again. So perhaps some flexing, bending ovary type activities, Gillian? Say yes, and then I can say, I've got just the thing for you. Red Rita's still in from Bremen, from Germany. And there's a fair few pictures from Bremen, from Red Rita, as she kind of goes on her city safaris, showing us her aria. But Albert's in, Shrewsbury's in the kitchen with a can opener. Opening cans, fair bit of grip action going on there. What's in the can, lady? What's in the can, Wendy? Hello, Margaret. Another lovely wash day in Chesterfield, but you haven't done any. Hey, good decision. Decisions all make for or better decisions make for a more enjoyable day. The collective are in, the Elliot Chapel Day Collective, and Louise is in, so I think that's London's here, and we're almost there on a 3, 2, 1. I think so. Should we do it? I've got a back end breezer for you today. I thought it's very warm. You're probably all going to be in the garden doing bending over, lifting stuff. So something, a mix between the 3 snacks. Oh, crikey, let me do a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon. My name is Bex Townley. Welcome to the Noonday Movement Snack, your second 10-ish minutes of functional movement, everyday stuff, but packaged up in a mindful, more deliberate and considered way. We start every movement snack with a little bit of circulation boosting. Be more mindful about how we stand, how we move feet and ankles. And then I've got a whole load of extension type movements, all these functional movements that can really support, break up long periods of bending over stuff. Come on, Spain's arrived. Helen Hawley-Haig's in. Taking off my glasses. Let's get moving. Stand or sit options. Have a look at the movement. Have a look, and then decide if you want to watch and do it later or join in with us in this moment. So select the right start position for you and throughout the next 10 minutes. In standing, have some external, steady, stable external support to hand. got hip height, right height for you. This enables us to stand more freely if standing tasks may cause you a little bit of balance challenge. Don't want that to happen in this circ boost. Even weight across both feet, check. If you feel a bit squashed in the middle, lengthen out of that. So it's an active, upright, as much length as you can from here. Naturally open chest, head centre. Let's start the circ boost. Keep up support here at the right height for you. This is a little bit low for me on this table, but I'm turning sideways so you can see. A better height for me is this one, can you see? And here we have this lifted posture. I'm going to give you the seated prompts in a second, but if you know what's coming, of course, carry on. This is low knees, this is steady pace, it's rhythmical, and it's really focusing on maintaining the support through the centre and just getting ankles, feet and toes going. Continue with that. Here's the seated prompts. If you prefer to take the start or the whole movement snack and sit, this hip walk forward is the first bit. Lift and lengthen, the same. So we've got this supported trunk position, and we can start the circ boost either again from the bottom end, and it's generated from the feet and ankles. Steady, steady pace, rhythmical and steady. Or you may decide to start with the upper body first, steady, rhythmical, controlled, a little bit of turn, a little bit of rotate in the trunk, but think about pressing the elbows back a little bit, keeping the head centre. So during this circulation boost, it's not necessarily about getting or feeling warmer because it's already warm outside. It's preparing the supporting parts, being more mindful of the moving parts so that we can move more freely and more efficiently. That said, at the end of that circ boost, that mishmash of upper and lower body coming together, you're going to feel the need to take a deep breath or a couple of deep breaths. This is usual, this is normal when we start to move in this way. Just have a stand or a sit just for a moment and just feel that you have this relaxed, if you like, but active posture. Even weight across both feet. Lengthen up and open. And let's just take a few of the shoulder rolls from the morning mobility sequence. And we're just going backwards. We only go backwards purely because we spend a lot of time in bendy forwards flex positions. So just a couple of these, just feel your way around that movement again. Head is still. You did this with Kelsey this morning and you've been doing it with Dave all week. And here's the focus after a morning of activity, even more so. Focus on the down, so make sure everything comes down to a start position. Okay, take a pause. I just want to put in some pedal pushers from yesterday's movement stack because we've always got to get some ankles, feet and toes in there. Hand on support, don't challenge your balance here. Weight across both feet, I'll turn this way to see. Pick up the heel and lower, so that might be the movement that's right for you. We've got a little bit of weight shift here. If you're successful with that one and you feel you can add to that, we actually now take a direct switch. So you have this time where both heels are off the floor. We did this yesterday, can you see here and here? So you've got this a little bit more, there's a point at which the whole of your body weight is through the balls of your feet. And as we know, we talk about this all the time, mobile, strong, movable ankles, feet and toes is required for any standing activity. Here's the seated option, heels back a bit. This is significant. This will help with the movement. 1 or 2 on these, and these are slow and controlled and give your calf muscles an extra squeeze. If lower limbs, ankles, feet and toes aren't on your radar for improvement, maintain the strength and support through the centre and go for those buttock squeezes, affectionately called the buttocks up. So you would squeeze in the big muscles on the back of your buttocks, and if I can ask you to invite your pelvic floor along with that as well. So as I squeeze, you can see my body lift. That's just because the muscles here are contracting and I'm in a hard chair. Okay, let's move on. We're going to repeat our back extension from the morning mobility again as well. Because out gardening, flexed, bent over, actually this is probably one of the most, when we talk about crowbarring in movements, this is one that can really support and help ease repetitive movement throughout the day of the spine. Have a look, take up support. Up to normal upright posture. When I say normal, your usual upright posture, and then add an extra squeeze at the top end and release. The release out of these movements is as important. So we have this from a relaxed position, grow through the posture and add an extra squeeze at the top end and then come out of it again. So we have this kind of on-off, if you like, but we have this graded length, 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 maintain normal breathing. Can you add a little squeeze more at the end and then grade it out as well? It's a bit kind of like moving in and out of a stretch, but it doesn't stop or hold. You might want to put your hands here as well, extra squeeze back, and this whole position, you can feel hopefully that it opens the posture. And generally speaking, if we've been sat for a long time in the day and we're all a bit chair-shaped, or you've been sewing, or you've been cooking, or you've been gardening, we want to just take some time to go, okay, let's straighten up and extend. So just take some of those throughout the day, crowbar them in. You will naturally and instinctively feel that we want to do that. I'm just going to invite you to do it even more efficiently and effectively. Is everyone breathing? Is everyone still with me? Still with me? Let's move on. We've just done some back extensions here. So we've focused on this extending movement of the whole of the spine. This next one, we're going to take an extra squeeze and we're going to kind of target some extra muscles and movements. We've done this before. You've done it with Kelsey, you've done it with myself. I think you've done it with Dave as well. Up back squeeze. We talk about squeezing a grape between your shoulder blades, and this is everything about our pulling activities and supporting upright posture alongside use of arms. All right, sit or stand, it's entirely up to you. If you're steady and confident on feet, stay stand, or you might want to put your hips on a fixed surface to allow the arms to move, but actually if you're concerned about balance, sit down for this one. I'm going to stand sideways so you can see. Palms up, folks, just relaxed position, and imagine your hands are about belly button height. Ease back the arms and return, and just I'm going to come closer so you can see. Just feel how that is to open and close, and you're thinking about your two shoulder blades coming together there. Just this here. So what I really want you to think about is it's not as well as the back extension. So my posture is tall and lifted, and it comes from there. So if you think about your sternum forward here, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax the arms, release after each one, and you might want to have a little relax and release and come out again. Lifted posture, squeeze the shoulder blades together and return. Now that squeeze is really up to you, how much you want to squeeze. So just start to feel your way around that. Now because we've done some squeezy type muscle contraction activities around there, I do want you to go the other way as well. So I maintain an upright posture, can you see? And give yourself a hug. Give yourself a hug here. But I stay upright, can you see? So my posture stays upright. Relax the shoulders down, and this is where the shoulder blades are kind of coming apart now. So we're stretching the upper back almost, and release. And you might want to kind of make that a bit of a flow. Have a hug and then come through the elbow back position. How does that feel? And between all that, if you feel the urge to put in an extra one of those, crowbar it in, feel free. All right, I would like to put in a little bit more of I said it was a back end breezer, meaning the whole of the back end of the body. So a little bit of back of thigh here and the old thigh muscles. So in seated, hip walk forward, lift and lengthen out the centre, so strong support bit in the middle. This bit supports all the movements of arms and legs going on around it. Here we go. So we're going to step the foot out, and then with a little slidey action, we just slide the foot back, and you'll start to feel the muscles in the back of the leg here. So step it forward, use the ankles, feet and toes as much as you can, and slide it back. A few on there, a few on the other leg, with control. If lower limb isn't on your radar, isn't something that you want to work on or improve, or is not an option for you, I'm going to suggest, staying on the theme of extension, that we go through our kind of squeeze, reach and come back activities. So we're focusing on the support of the centre, a little bit of reach. It can be forwards or it can be higher. Remember, the higher you go, the more extension we've got down the side. So we're starting to cross over between the 4 p.m. and the morning. So I brought them all together here. In standing to the back of thigh, take up support. For this one, we're going to keep the legs straight. We're going to take the buttock squeezes, but on a slidey long leg here and come back. So there'll be a moment-ish when all the weight is on one leg. So it's going to slightly challenge your balance to a lesser or greater degree. Use support, upright posture, shift the weight, just slide the toe back and then return here. So we're extending here at the hip. So you may have been bent over in kind of bendy, squatty positions. So this one is going to help lift and extend out the hips again. Now to do the other leg, turn towards the support, set the posture, equal weight, and then just slide it back. There's your buttock squeeze there, and then this. So keep that one moving. Slide back and return. And always, I'm all up for this little bit of adjust in between. This isn't structured exercise. This isn't really kind of specific and this many repetitions and hold for this long. It's feel movement that's already embedded in your everyday activities. That's your minute movers. So every one of those could be crowbarable for the rest of the day. Don't overcook it. It's just like 2 or 3 every now and then. The frequency of changing positions is really what we're after here. So if you've sat or stood in any position for a long time, time to move, isn't it? And hopefully certainly the lunchtime, these crowbarable things can really support that. And hopefully you can see as well how actually the morning and the 4 p.m. all influence what happens in this one. Thank you so much. Great to have you. I'm back at 4. I'm on a double shift today. Back at 4 p.m. for a sway and stretch. So meet me back here at 4. Go deploy all those movements into your day. See you back at 4 for a stretch. Keep on moving. Every movement counts. 20 odd minutes additional movement in your movement bag. How big is your benefits bag? If your benefits bag is getting big, hold it close to your trunk and keep your posture upright. See you later.